Welcome to the show, guys. Hey there, business owners, directors, and marketeers. In today's show, I'm meeting Matthew White from Qebot. I'm Lucas, your host as always, and I want to learn with Matthew all about what Qebot is actually doing. So Matthew White is the CEO and founder of the company. After working in the SMB marketing agency world, he has realized that there has to be a way to make agencies, media companies, franchises, and small businesses much more productive. And much more efficient, actually, by centralizing the tools that the businesses need into for the operations. So this is how the software was born, out of this idea to make the businesses operate much better and more efficient. So Matthew, you're going to tell us all about it. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
Very good. Tell us about Qebot. What is it all about?
Yeah, so kind of the way I like to think about it, how I kind of present it is, and this might be a little long-winded, stop me if I'm being a little bit long here, but I kind of think about SaaS in a little bit different way, I think, than some other people. And I really think that we're coming into kind of a new stage of SaaS, like a new evolution of technology. The first one really being kind of cloud being started, right? So, moving tools to the cloud, moving applications, which really, I think, democratized SaaS. Or technology. The next one is kind of the proliferation, right? Just we saw like 5-6 years ago, new applications just launching constantly all the time. You could do everything from your accounting to your social media, website building. The third was connectivity, where you started to have these tools finally through APIs, be able to connect with each other very well. Also, that's when companies like Zapier started. You had that kind of connectivity aspect to increase automation and just make sure your tools can talk to each other. And I think the next stage that we're coming into now is more of like centralization, having all of your tools kind of more in a centralized area, a centralized platform, rather than them being all, kind of separated out, and maybe they're connecting, maybe they're not. And I think one of the reasons we started Qebot was to really kind of lead the charge on that. And it's been interesting. I think so we've been around for about 5 years, and the first couple of years trying to sell this idea, a lot of companies were like, it doesn't make sense. We're not really sure what you're trying to do. These last 2 years, we're really finding the market really, I think, moving into this idea of, actually I do want all my tools in one place. We can create better automation, better connectivity between the tools because we have them all in one system. Everything from even like single billing, single support channels, all that stuff just makes your SaaS life so much easier, so much more productive, so much more efficient. And that's what we're doing. We integrate a number of different tools into the platform. Right now we have 8 total, and we have about 3 more launching the first of the year that we're excited about. But our clients manage everything from their website, their social media, email marketing, CRM, all those types of things in one single platform. And I kind of think the difference between us and some other companies that might have kind of this hub idea is we don't package the tools together. We don't bundle the tools. We're kind of more like a marketplace, right? So you come in and you pick and choose the tools that you want. You don't have to purchase the CRM to access the rest of the market, right? So it's you sign up for free on Qebot, you find what tools you need, you activate them, and away you go.
Makes a lot of sense. What do you think changed in the last 2 years? Because you mentioned there's been a slight shift in how people think about those centralized products. What happened, do you think?
I think that a lot of the bigger players started to release kind of this idea of centralization a little bit more, especially with the connectivity we were seeing. Connectivity, I would say, started 4 or 5 years ago. We're starting to connect the tools really well together. And I think people started to see, okay, they're connected, but now I have to use this or that. I have to use Zapier, I have to pay a developer. And now we're starting to see companies like the Salesforces and some of those other larger companies started to create their own little marketplaces. And while at SMB it might be hard for them to access and utilize a software like Salesforce that's pretty robust, I still think that mentality of having all your tools in one place really started to click with people. We work with a lot of marketing agencies too, and for them, this was just a huge game changer for them to be able to manage their efficiencies just went through the roof. And I think what people are seeing is just how much easier it can be to have everything in one place.
Yeah, makes sense. You just mentioned the marketing agencies there. I was about to ask, who would be the people or the types of companies that benefit most from the product?
Yeah, so it's really all over the place. So the nice thing about how our platform works is that, again, we're not, tiering or packaging in these tools. So we can have a client that just needs a CRM or just needs email marketing or a website and email marketing. So we have everything from just a small little business on the corner, ice cream shop, to a law firm, right? Wow. We work with a lot of franchise businesses as well, because we have this really nice kind of overarching hub system where the franchisor can get a really nice view of how their franchisees are using the branding, using the systems, really extract a lot of data from there. And then we work with a lot of marketing agencies as well. And the marketing agencies love it because their agents they can jump into an account, they can, work on their social, then jump over to email marketing, then jump over to do some updates on their website within seconds, right? Yep. And it's saving them so much time and a lot of money from, what we get back in feedback.
Is it a particular size of agency usually, rather big ones, small ones? Where do you kind of say?
We're all over the place. We work with a lot of agencies. The cool thing about how we operate too is we work with a lot of agencies, and our white labeling process for agencies is completely free. We don't charge for any of that kind of stuff. We work with agencies that are one person. They manage, 10 local businesses. We also work with very large agencies that have, 1,000, 2,000 clients as well. So we can kind of work on all sides, and we do. And I think that's one of the things I really like what we built too, is I came from the agency world, and some of those really great tools were really marketed towards the large guys, and the smaller agencies, some people that I know that own smaller agencies, they're just kind of left in the lurch a little bit. And I think our platform really gives them the technologies that the big guys are using as well.
Okay, that's very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. So how would they usually find you? Like, how would you describe like a typical user journey of somebody discovering Qebot, starting to use it?
Yeah.
How does it look like?
Yeah, so I mean, from the beginning, it was like a lot of cold calling, a lot of demoing from the outset, right? 3-4 years ago, we started going to like the agency, kind of setting. And from there, we do a little bit of advertising. We do some marketing here and there. A lot of our business comes from, we hit up, some conferences and conventions that are dedicated to agencies, and we get a lot of business through those. But a lot of it's referral based too. And what we find is, especially the medium-sized agencies, they'll be using the system, and it's a very tight-knit community. And they'll go to a conference and say, hey, we've been using Qebot, and it's saved us this much time. Free white label, like the money savings is incredible, and we're getting a lot of our new business, especially in the agency world. A lot of it's from referrals.
Very cool. Did you build like a program around this, or is it more sort of just happening?
A program for how we market it, or how the technology is used by agencies.
How it's referred to one by one company to the next.
So at first it was just we were just starting to get referrals in, right? So we were saying that people just loved our technology. Be like, hey, if you like it, let somebody else know. And we started getting that. And now we've kind of built more of a structure where we can offer a little bit of discount to somebody if you bring in another agency. But we also, it's not a lot of that kind of stuff that we're doing still. And we'll probably look at starting to build a better funnel for that in the upcoming year as we honestly bring on some more people onto the team and can kind of manage it a little bit easier that way.
Very cool, very interesting. So building that really up there. So you mentioned the funnel there. What role does the website play in your sort of orchestra of growing the company? Is it a key element to your company? Is it sort of a side product? How would you describe the website?
So the website itself, I would probably say, isn't our most powerful tool. It is something that we're looking to work on quite a bit in the new year, because a lot of our business really does come right now from like the franchises, the agencies, media companies that are reselling our platform. We don't do a lot of direct business right now, and a lot of the outreach that we do is directly to agencies and directly to franchise businesses and marketing agencies. And so we utilize the website, and we push obviously as traffic to it as much as possible, but we haven't really focused a lot of time and effort on that. Now, that being said, we'll start to do a lot more direct business, I think, in the coming year, in 2020. So we're going to be needing to do a lot of updates to make sure we can start to kind of push a lot of the smaller businesses right through a path to get into our platform a lot easier.
Makes total sense. Are you already thinking about some sort of type of metrics that are key for you? Then are you already sort of measuring certain website traffic, metrics at the moment?
Yeah, right now some pretty basic stuff. Mostly because most of our accounts right now they're signing up for a demo, and we're kind of working through that process. And a lot of our marketing that we're working at is really, again, targeted towards marketing agencies, media companies, franchises. So we're really pushing them towards the demo level. In the near future, we're going to want to push people more towards like a DIY path to create your account, set everything up, and then start to utilize our tools more kind of on their own. So we'll probably have a whole different set of analytics we're going to look for there. What we really are trying to do is, again, through most of our marketing and any advertising we're doing, we're pushing them to specific landing pages and then trying to have them convert through there, which has been pretty good. I think our conversion is like 12% or something last time I checked. So
pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been talking to a lot of conversion experts, a lot of teams that are looking at conversion, and 12% is, I would say, very, very much at the upper group there.
Yeah, I think we can present it fairly well on the site, and then again, it's just drafting them into the demo, and that's our conversion process, right? Is getting them to a demo form. So.
Very, very cool. Any challenges that you would have sort of seen or overcome, or maybe try to tackle when trying to increase conversion? You mentioned your different landing pages there. Maybe something that you could share that you've done in order to push the conversions.
I think simplicity is a key part of it. So we push people to a landing page that has, a basic outline of how our platform works. Really pushing, the idea of what it can do for your agency, I think, is a big part of it. And a lot of the landing page, I think, is kind of secondary to what we're doing. We do a lot of it through our marketing, our content creation, those types of things, kind of telling the story and then saying, go here to sign up for a demo. So there's probably some more things we can do around that. Again, our conversion is pretty good, but again, I think the marketing we're doing is so kind of specific and targeted that when people say, okay, I'm going to click here and go visit the website, they're already kind of in the mind of, yeah, I'll probably take a demo of something.
Makes sense. You mentioned the agencies there before. Yeah. I think it's very interesting. Is there what's something that surprised you when growing a SaaS company that is sort of working with agencies to grow further? Something that maybe you didn't think about before, or something that came new to you when you learned how to scale a company through agencies?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it took a lot of going back to the drawing board and kind of recreating how the platform worked, right? There was a lot that agencies really needed of the platform that at first we didn't have. We built it for the small and medium-sized business to be able to come in and access and manage these tools. So we kind of built it in the mindset of, okay, this one business is going to come in, purchase these tools, and kind of run with it. We had to build out whole new hierarchy systems. We had to build out new kind of account management systems, new billing processes, so that we could kind of show them everything that they're purchasing, how it's all coming together, new user levels or user, systems that can give certain people access to this and other people, different levels of access. So I think coming into the agency world, we sold our first couple agencies like 2.5 or 3 years ago. And from there, they were a huge, the nice thing is they liked what we were doing and it made sense to them, but they were like, okay, you guys need to do a couple things for this to really work the way we need it to. They were great to help us kind of get that traction, get that kind of setup. Same with the franchises too. Some of our first franchise businesses really worked side by side with us to help us kind of draft out what the platform should be and how it should work. And I think that's one of the key things you need to think about is, especially for anybody starting a SaaS business, is your users are everything. You need to be asking them and taking their information and taking their feedback every single day and taking it to heart and really building. I mean, all the tools that are in our platform have been recommendations from our clients saying, hey, we would love a better way to manage social media, or a better way to manage directory listings. What do you have that you can get us that? And so we would build on that. So I think even from a UX and UI standpoint, all the way to what new product you launch, everything should be so customer driven. I think that's one of the big things we've taken, and it's helped us build into what we are now.
So how did you then sort of deal with all the feedback that was probably coming from all the different places? What was your mechanism to keep an overview and don't sort of run too much into the one or the other direction?
Yeah, so that's evolved quite a bit as well. At first, we only had 2-3 agencies on, so we were able to work very closely with them and start to kind of build out what the initial structure was going to look like. They were really a key factor in making us make sure the platform worked for what an agency would need. And then from there, we've been able to build in really nice feedback systems. And the great thing is there's, again, great software out there to help us do things like that. We can use Zendesk to not only manage our supports, but also on the flip side of that, help us get feedback and understand new product recommendations or requests and those types of things. And then, now we, are much larger than we were at that point. We have to figure out, how to prioritize those specific requests, what people think. A lot of times we'll send out to our customers. So we'll get a lot of feedback, right? And we'll send out to our customers on a pretty regular basis. I think quarterly is what we're doing right now, like a survey saying, hey, here are the suggestions that we have. Can you rate some of these things for us? Tell us what you think. Tell us, what would be high priority for you. And that's helped us really start to now drive exactly what it is that, how our product roadmap works, what we're building into it, and how we're kind of continuing to grow that.
Very, very cool. Yeah. As we slowly coming to an end of the conversation already, it's been so quick. Thanks so much for sharing all the insights. I want to ask you a couple of things more about you as a founder and building up a business and your experiences there. So if you would try to nail this down, what would be one thing that really helped you the most in order to build up the company? When you stepped out the agency world, what was one of the things that really helped you the most?
I think networking, to be honest, getting out there, getting out of your comfort zone for some points. So I know a lot of entrepreneurs that they go in there saying, I'm going to build a product, I'm going to sell it, right? But us networking is how we got our first franchise businesses, or got our first, agency businesses that helped us continue to grow and be who we are. And that's just, that's networking in all facets. That's going to local meetups. That is making sure you're going to the right conferences and conventions for your business and being there, not just saying, okay, I went there and sat at my table, but like going out and making those connections. Some of our best advisors that we have on the company right now are all from networking. I networked with this guy who introduced me to that guy, and then, kind of snowballed from there. And then, those advisors, one of our advisors was really big in the marketing agency world. Is like, I think we can do some damage here. Let's, start to build on that. I think that is, and it's something I think I was missing at the very start too. When we first started the company, I was so just, okay, we're super busy. We got to do this. Networking will come secondary. And I really kind of jumped into it full feet. And that's really what changed our business and gave us a new trajectory.
Very, very cool. Anything else that you can share, if you would zoom back at the beginning of Qebot, you're starting out, I think you just went out the agency before, right? If I understood this correctly. What is something that you wish you would have known, despite the networking, once you started the company? Something maybe that you kept on doing for a while, when you now refer back to, we should have done that a little bit different. What would be something that you would like to have known before?
Yeah, let's see. So I think for me, understanding, so this is actually because I love the SMB market, and we definitely are continuing to grow into that. But I think when we first started, we were like, okay, we're going to cold call SMB after SMB after SMB to try to grow the business kind of organically. And you kind of have to look for the multiplier effect. And if we would have done that earlier, I think we would be farther than we are now. Because, we can sell one SMB at a time and it will continue to grow. But finding the multiplier effect, finding that little niche that you can kind of really, hammer into, and then get some of the larger companies will help you, take your company from here to, really kind of zooming up pretty quick. So find it who you are and really hone in on that. And then, you can go different ways as you continue to grow, but who's your best customer right now? And I think that's what we struggled with at the very beginning, and I'm glad we figured it out.
How would you summarize that niche? Just so for everybody who was trying to try to transfer your learnings to their business, how would you describe this niche that you nailed down? Maybe as a last question.
How do you find your niche? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. How did you find it, and then how would you describe it today? So maybe somebody else can transfer the thinking that you apply there to their own case.
Sure. Yeah. So for us, it just kind of snowballed a little bit. We were getting some SMBs that were signing up and using the platform. And then we realized, okay, these SMBs, there's larger groups of SMBs out there if we go towards the franchise market, right? And that's for the first kind of multiplier kind of businesses that we went after. I guess we kind of fell into it a little bit, but it was about kind of realizing, if we can sell this one guy and this person, maybe we can sell this bigger organization with a lot of those same kinds of things in there, right? And then with the marketing agency, again, that actually came a lot from networking, because again, we networked, we found, and we met up with an advisor we have on now that eventually was like, hey, I'm from the agency world. This is going to kill it there. Let's go start that. So yeah, I mean, it's, I guess, find who your best customer is, even from a small point, and then figure out how you can extrapolate from there.
Really cool. Very, very, very practice-focused learnings there. Thanks a lot for sharing this, and you sharing from your own experience. So, Matthew, thanks for taking the time today and sharing a bit of your sort of insights and being part of the show today. Thanks a lot.
Perfect. Thanks so much.